This video is going to be completely about sheetrock prep and what we're doing to get ready for that next step.
So far, everything on this house build has been a marathon with quick little sprints in between, and getting ready for drywall has definitely been a sprint.
It's one of those things we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It is so close. It's kind of the last big hurdles getting sheetrock up because we've got to get our final electrical inspection, and then we can kind of move in. We really have our eye on the prize right now. It is so close.
We're so focused in on getting this, and we're just going around thinking about those last steps we have to do before drywall. Unfortunately, the more you walk around, one thing turns into 20 things really, really quick.
There are so many details, so many.
There are several specific things we've been doing to get ready for drywall, so we're going to share with you what those last steps are before we get this all closed in.
Our Cat 6 cable was one of those things that we kind of added on last minute. Not really sure how important it is, but we did, again, want to go ahead and run it before it got sheetrock, just in case we later wanted it. So we ran it to a few locations, obviously to the outside of the house to pick up the internet, but we ran it to each of the bedrooms, to the living room, and I think one to upstairs. But we want to go ahead and do that before sheetrock went up.
For a lot of the lighting in the house, we are doing these LED recessed lights, which are not in a traditional can that comes down below the drywall. So that means that it's up above the drywall, so we have to know exactly where it is because it's not going to be cut through by our sheetrockers, unless they're really nice and decide to do that for us. First thing we did was we marked where all of these were. We kind of did a dual system where we spray painted the ground using a laser level, and also we did some measurements. Next, since it is more covered up and hard to access, we wanted to test all these lights to make sure all the wiring was good. All of this was inspected, but he didn't turn on every single light to make sure it worked. And especially since I wired most of these lights, I really wanted to double check them before we got it covered up. And it was good that we did because some of them did have a few issues. That's encouraging. So what we did is we went around in a very safe and code compliant way, found a way to wire this all up even though we don't have electricity straight into the box, and went around and tested basically every room to see if there were any issues.
Hey, there we go.
Behold the living room.
Plumbing was another thing we wanted to get checked out. All of our joints, all of our crimps, all the threads. So what we did was we hooked up our plumbing to our water system, to our water line, and checked for any possible leaks before they got covered up with sheetrock. And sure enough, there was, I think, 2 spots where we had something threading into a fixture and it was leaking. So that was great. We were able to figure that out. We left it under pressure for a few nights to check for those leaks. But that was another thing we wanted to get checked out.
We did a few steps to help with bug prevention, mold prevention, and really just more leaking air. Number 1 was we did a mold and pesticide spray all throughout the house, especially in the bathrooms. I'll put the link in the notes. We actually learned all of this step from Matt Reisinger. I'll link to his video. We basically followed everything he said here to a T. We did the roach, we did the spray, we did the caulking. We did all of those 3 steps to try to help with any potential future issues.
Thank you.
How are the AC units going tonight?
Oh, they're going great. Just dandy. One of the major things we wanted to get checked out was our HVAC system. We have line sets running all throughout the house for our mini split system, which you'll see another video of later. But we really wanted to get that checked out by a professional. So we hired out a contractor, came out here, vacuumed the system, put nitrogen in, and sure enough, we had a few leaks. So the contractor was able to fix the leaks, charge the system, we ran the system, we tested it, we heated the whole house, all the units going as hard as they could go, and everything was performing great.
And of course, to get ready for winter, we insulated the house. Now, a lot of people have asked us if we did spray insulation. That would have been lovely. We decided to do batt insulation because of cost. So yes, it's messy, it's a pain, but you just kind of push through it, get it done. It really did not take too long. We got half of it done in a Saturday with some help and finished the rest throughout the week. You'll notice we did do the ceilings, even though we technically do have an upstairs. It's not finished up. It is not closed off yet. So we are insulating this as if it is attic space upstairs right now. We're also insulating our porches because later on, if we do close up the upstairs, that bottom floor will be insulated. So following the code in our area, we did R19 for the walls and we did R38 for all the ceilings. Finally, we really feel like everything is ready for sheetrock.
All right.
Now, of course, it's happening about 2 weeks later than we had originally hoped, but that's the story with everything on this build.
So sheetrock is actually the second thing that we haven't done by ourselves. The first one being the concrete pour of the foundation, since it was such a massive undertaking and all happens in a split second. We wanted to have help. We hired out finishers. They knocked it out of the ballpark. Sheetrock, we could definitely do ourselves, but it would take us probably 3 to 4 to 5 months to do it. And so we're deciding to bite the bullet and to hire it out. And the crew should be done in between 2-3 weeks. Should be sheetrocked and finished, ready to be primed, which at that point we'll take over and we'll prime and paint.
And in the meantime, while they're working, we just get to sit back and put our feet up, right?
That's right. That's what I'm planning on doing.
What are we going to do while
Siding,
they shoot? We are going to do some siding. Yeah. Weather permitting. Obviously, we're going into December right now, so hopefully it won't be too rainy. We are going to try to get out, get siding to cover this up, make sure everything is completely waterproof, caulked up, and get some gutters on, get the water away from the house to protect all this insulation and sheetrock that we're putting up.
Keep the water out.
So check for updates on that. We'll let you know how that's going. If weather permitting, we should have a lot of that done by the time sheetrock is done.
And it's going to look really different around these parts.
Yeah, in a really good way.
Yes, so extremely happy. Thanks for watching, y'all. I guess that's the outro. I don't know. Sorry.